visionary of the vaccine industry.
And Sitaram Reddy Garu, Krishna Bhaskar, Uday Bhaskar, and I think my friend Ramesh, Redden and Venkat, all of us and friends, a lot of it. So I think I'm not going to talk too much COVID vaccine because it is a boring subject right now. But I think I want to tell you that one thing, as an entrepreneur, if you want to succeed, the good officials are more important. Political system can come and change, but the bureaucrats are very important, and the foundation they laid is going to be remembered forever. I remember Sheila Bedi, Chandrasekhar, what they created for the Genome Valley, how it span out. And those are the foundation. I think I'm pretty sure Jayesh Ranjan is putting a lot of light, the foundation for the future of Telangana, and that will be remembered forever. As Sitaram Reddy was talking about how you built the Pharmexcil in the beginning, the vision of that export council have led to Pharmexcil, and Pharmexcil now how it is making. And I think Uday Bhaskar also will be remembered forever for the future of the world. And I think, which is the highest export of India? Many people think pharma, agriculture and all that. I consider personally the highest export is the human resource. We are the highest exporters of the world today. US people, Europeans, Japan, China, including China. I'm telling you, I've seen in China, many engineers are working in the quality assurance, quality control department, young engineers in China. And you look at many African countries, depends on India. So it's who creates the real intellectual properties, the human resource. That human resource is really exported, and they are really spanning. We are the highest exporter, and the earning is also highest. Other product comes into different matter. And I think, we as a company is existing only less than 25 years in the country, but at least we made a rotavirus vaccine children, saving children. And typhoid conjugate, actually, we have done a better product than a pandemic vaccine, but we don't get recognition. Typhoid conjugate, we have done human challenge studies in Oxford, in London, and then we have done effectiveness in Malawi, Burkina Faso, Nepal, Bangladesh. Why we have to do this sort of trial? It's very strategically important. And as Sitaram Reddy was telling, how they push off the quality is not good. And that strategy to avoid. And we are going and doing a lot of trials including Vietnam, Palestinian, and Zambia, Ghana, all those countries to show that Indian innovation is not just like that, but we are there with you and create the confidence in them that we are doing a good clinical research and show the progress of that. That's a very, very strategically important for us. And we are the first company to develop a chikungunya and Zika, first time in the world. And even Americans was not aware of the Zika vaccine. And we were the first one to file a global patent. The reason is we were able to predict that pandemic will be there one day or other. And I think that's very important. I think this is going to put the new generation entrepreneurs like us certainly is going to put a pressure on other companies to come out differently. So this is going to have spin-off effect on the other companies also. That's the thing. I think, so what do we need as a country? We need a higher GDP growth. When you want a higher GDP growth, the only one gives you innovation and manufacturing. The two are very critical. Service sector and agriculture sector gives you lesser GDP growth, although export may be there, but number of jobs that creates is a lesser compared to the manufacturing sector. So innovation, and that's how the innovation is created in Europe, and Europe migrated to US, and US now migration to Japan. Now it is moving to China. I always look at why Chinese also succeeded in science and technology. They can't even speak a good English, but still succeeded in the science and technology field. Amazingly they're done. I think only one reason. Their skill set is very amazing. They can't speak, but they can do the job. We have a good knowledge, a good degree, but we are not good skill oriented yet. And that skill set, what making the China are phenomenally leapfrog in terms. And I think our government is already working on a skill set, how to improve into the biological sciences and other sciences, and which are going to be critical for us to succeed. And I'll tell a very good example of skill set. A catering technology degree. You have a good catering technology degree, but he doesn't know how to make a good idli. Will you hire him as a catering technology, as a cook? But if you know somebody who knows how to make a good idli, you will hire him even as a cook. So a simple angle of that simple ideas can make us powerful at a larger level, at the macro level. And I think, you look at the Canada. Canada never grown canola oil. So today, 55% of Canadian export of agriculture produce is only canola oil. And you will be surprised, what is canola oil? Canola oil is nothing but mustard. From Indo-Canadian bilateral program in 60s, they found that there is oil shortage in the India and other part of the world. So they grown with a classical breeding. They reduced the smell of that uric acid smell, and then they don't want to call mustard oil, they call canola oil, Canadian oil. And today 55 to 60% of the export of Canada is only canola oil. That's the largest brand. And I think, look at the Sitaram Reddy was talking about the district job. I think turmeric is one of the important target can be put in for Telangana. How to make that as a product, one product. We make one product, well, that's a significant. And then remaining all other things come into place. And I think, the look at the war brings a lot of innovation. Actually, one of the war, Second World War, First World War, all brought the innovation. Whether the penicillin has come and engineering, the bigger flights came, all that the revolution has come because of the war. But with the pandemic, it's shifting from chemical to engineering to biological. So future is going to be a lot of changes. mRNA vaccine, you all seen that. There are problems, but it will be rectified. It will be soon changing the game in the mRNA also into cancer vaccines and other things, vector-based vaccines. And in that process, the regulatory system become a little matured and understood that what type of rapid changes required in the society to move around. And even our Indian regulatory system has changed that level of thing. It is not that we have done quite aggressively the product. Each product in vaccine, 14 to 15. Rotavirus, it took 17 years for us to come by into the market. Typhoid conjugate, it took 11 or 12 years into the market. But this process, we've done everything great. But the future is going to be certainly a personalized medicine. And how much is India as a pharma companies we are going to be geared up? The CAR T cell therapy. You isolate the T cell from the body and you put a gene of interest in the laboratory and put back the T cell back into the body again. So gene of interest you put in the T cell and then put back into the thing. NK cell, which is fighting the immune system of the body of the cancer and other infection, multi-drug resistant strain, and you isolate the NK cells from your body and produce in the laboratory, put back into the NK cells back into the human body. And I think 3D manufacturing is going to already the guidelines, US FDA has given a guideline. It is old technology of a compounder. Earlier they have 2-3 pharma product, grind it, pestle and mortar and make it a tablet. And that used to give a compounder. That has come back now as a 3D manufacturing now. And the guidelines has been given, and you can look at the US FDA guidelines already there in the guidelines. 3D manufacturing is going to change how the 3-4 drugs can be combined and 3D manufacturing equipment can be made as a medicine, a tablet to going to be. And I think vision for India is very simple. And I think, if 20 top Indian pharma companies each one makes one new molecule and they sold globally, and I think will be transformed the world from India. And that innovation can change the game, I think. And I think since Sitaram Reddy is there, we want to request that DGFT can ease that animal import issues. That is one choking us. The lot of animal import of research is really choking us right now. We need decentralize the process, whether Hyderabad can handle or Pharmexcil can handle the import permit directly to the animals for the laboratory. Because earlier law, the dog was importing or some other cattle was importing, so they had a barrier. But now the science is changing. Now the laboratory animal is definitely needed. But I can certainly say that Telangana will rule the innovation of the future of the India. Thank you very much.